All right. We are officially live again. We'll just be waiting for more people to join and we'll get this party started. Welcome, everyone, to episode 2 of Quarterback Mondays, where I, your host Josh of Pepe's Towing, will be answering any towing related questions on my channel from the previous jobs or just in general. You guys want to pick my brain? 4 people so far. What's up, Chris? Angel, what's up? Hello, everyone. Let's say Josh. I'm the one that messages you. Let me get rid of this phone. That's the problem about doing this stuff live and working in my office is the lines go crazy at times and it's a little bit busy right now, but hopefully I got about 30 minutes to chat with everyone that I build up and you guys just start asking your questions. Preferably on my latest videos, anything from this past week, the tow truck stolen. But again, we'll start. They're coming in. How much you need to make a year to afford one rotator? I don't. Depends if you. Everything's financed nowadays. Preferably, you want to make at least 3 times your monthly payment, right? Ramon trying to get an application. Do you have heavy duty tow experience? I am from Massachusetts looking for a job. Well, that's a lifestyle change. I'm not sure. You have any experience in Los Angeles? So far, 8 comments and half of them are looking for an application. What happened to the guy who stole your truck? Oh, that's a good question. I have no idea. He got arrested. In fact, there was one idiot that kept responding to all my fans saying that it was fake. But let me show you something. Well, I'll find it right now. But they got a picture of him inside of the cop car. So hopefully they throw the book at that fool. But you know how LA is. What happened with that dude that jacked the truck? So for everyone that's going to keep asking, well, what happened to the guy that jacked the truck? Yeah, he got arrested. What came out of it, I don't know. It's going to take a while. I would like to be there because that would be cool, for some content, even though I probably can't record in the courthouse. Does it come with the rigging? So Adam's asking if Hulk 2.0 comes with the rigging. No, of course not, because how would they know what I want in it? It's all custom. All of the rigging, all the equipment, and all the tow trucks is hand-picked and hand-selected, from the chains to the tools, everything. For example, we have Snap-on in every single tow truck. They don't give you that from the factory. I seen a video on the news of the riots where electric car was burned. You guys recovered it. Yes. Can't talk about that job because the client that hired us has a strict NDA. So despite the fact that it made national news, if I make a video out of it, we get in trouble. Go figure. Been living by your soda yard all my life. See the trucks daily. That's what's up, Chris. Do you guys have a big life insurance policy? Like you guys in general? Everyone's different. I'm sure there's stores out there that don't have it. Personally, I do because I got little ones. Tow operator from England. What's up, England? Germany. Freaking crazy, dude. Within 5 minutes, I got Germany, the UK. I got all these countries here. I love that. How's the transmission on that truck? Dude, you guys would be surprised. There's a lot of bad people that suck at driving, period. They're not bulletproof, but it's not like how will you put it? They're a lot stronger. So yeah, this guy grinding the heck out of it, but just a simple, engine transmission flush. The truck's being operated right now as we speak by Hector. Which truck got stolen? That would be Unit 13. That's our Wilmington flatbed that Hector uses for CHP. You can't fake that crappy driving, right? Like I would literally put people's lives at risk and drive around the city like a madman for 25 minutes for possibly 5 referral links. People are insane, man. Have you ever worked the SpaceX hardware around the city beaches? No. We've done the forklifts for Crown Lift. Crown Lift is one of our accounts, and We've got to deliver to SpaceX for just that, though. Hulk 2.0 taking delivery, possibly end of October, early November at this point. Fingers crossed, end of October, but I mean, with delays, it could still be November, possibly December, but it's still right around the corner. Arrested guy definitely had issues. Yeah, you could say that. Hello from Tennessee. Jeff Bailey. Any relation to Susan and Thad Bailey? The Milwaukee cutoff saw is nice. Are there any drawbacks to it and how it compares to a gas powered one? Yeah. The batteries. So with the gas one, as long as it's got gas in it, it'll fire up. But the electric ones can overheat. You got to make sure you have fully charged 12.0 batteries because they're M18. Say hi to Shredder. It's connected to my Mac Studio. I can't go mobile on this one. Hello from Greece. Damn, we got Greece in here too. Make diecast of Hulk. Making diecast is not my profession, unfortunately, or I would. But then if it was my profession, I wouldn't be doing this. What was your first tow recovery you did? How old were you? Oh God, man. I've been in the industry since I was a pup, going on calls with my dad, so I couldn't tell you what was my first one. I have not seen 2.0 yet. I haven't either. But believe me, when it comes in, everyone will see it. Still no payment. Are you guys talking about the Omar thing? Because if so, yeah, I'm forced to file a lawsuit against Titan Tow, so maybe we'll get payment then. Come lift weights. Why don't you go wash the truck, Alex? Hello from Texas. Hello, Texas. Hello, New York. You and Alex working together is great to watch. Why, thank you. We make a great team, I say. Why don't you like the sliding rotators to make your boom go to the back to give you more reach? I don't know when I ever said I don't like sliding rotators. Second, I can count on one hand the amount of times I've had a job that I couldn't do that I said, damn, if only my boom can slide back, I could do it. It's just, I mean, I work off the side anyways. 95% of all my calls, just look at my channel, my playlist. When do I ever work off the back? It's 9 out of 10 times it's off the side. So it's just, I don't see any benefit to it. It adds a ton more weight. More moving parts means more prone to breaking down, and it makes them too heavy for California. Did your buddy dig into off-roading and see that he has a really nice Jeep? No idea who you're talking about. Who is building it? Miller, the same person that makes every single tow truck in the U.S. practically. No relationship that I know of. Coincidence then, Jeff. DeWalt or Milwaukee? Oh, come on, what kind of question is that? Milwaukee all the way. Why do you got to use a D-ring? I get this one a lot. Why do I have to use a D-ring between the sling and the snatch block? You don't have to. It's just it's personal preference. So snatch blocks, by design, you put all kinds of things in the throat of there, right? They're all universally one size. For slings, you have slings of different sizes. You have your 5/8, half inch. I have 3/8. I have big boys. We go up to 3/4. And there's something called the DD ratio. If you Google it, I won't explain it. It's distance to diameter ratio. In order to get your full working load limit of, like, say, a basket, you have to get as close as possible to that DD ratio. So we have shackles for each of our different slings to utilize that full working load limit of the sling. And then you put that in the throat of the shackle. And that's why we use D-rings. 2.0 built by Tow Industries. They don't build tow trucks. It's coming from Miller Factory. Are you and Tow Kings still homies? No. They're jealous of me, which is fine. They try to copy my channel, tanked horribly. I don't even know if they're still in business, to be honest. I haven't heard from them lately, but Godspeed to them. When lifting a trailer that has sunk, are you ever concerned that even without rigger pads that you might sink as well? Not really. It's never happened. You just got to that's why we get further back from it and we're off the side. That gives you that much more distance. And with the outrigger pads, instead of having that little footprint, you increase it, and it's usually okay from there. Were you at the fire this AM at the 4055 split? I was not. Do not know about that one. The Walter Milwaukee. I've answered that already. Milwaukee. New Zealand in the house. What's up? And North Sentinel Ireland. Oh, that's the first. North Sentinel Island. Another one from Australia and Middle Tennessee. Is your grandpa still alive? He is not. Grandpa passed in 92, and he was the one that founded Pepe's 78, something like that. Is lowering the underreach required to use the boom? It seems like it's always lowered, even though it's rarely used. Oh, you know what? That's another one I get asked a lot is why do I lower my underlift? Someone asked if it adds counterweight. Of course not. The underlift compared to the truck is going to add nothing. I thought it was pretty obvious. There's certain things I don't explain because just to me it's obvious or routine. So we have underlifts and they face the back of the truck. That's where your cables are behind that. In order to access the cables and take the snatch blocks off and rotate behind, your underlift is blocking that. You just drop it down so you could work freely. And then when you're done, you put the cables back and then you fold it up. That's all that is. How much diesel do you guys use? Depends. Every truck's different. A ton. Hulk, for example, stays pretty local within the Tri-County area, so it's going to burn less than, say, JoJo going to Sacramento or San Diego all the time. Is Alex as laid back as he comes across? I love to watch him. Yes. The M100, that shredder. Hello. Shredded tostada? Shoot it. Bye. I'm eating ceviche for lunch today. Will you ever go fully synthetic on your tables? First, I think you mean cables, and no, that's been addressed to heck and back a lot. We can't have synthetic cables if we're on CHP rotation here. Not my call. Otherwise, I would do it. Have I ever had a recovery tow lift that I could not complete? Not really. We always get the jobs that other people can't complete, and we do. But people like to undersell stuff, like, hey, my car's broken down. You get there, and it's like in a ditch or something. Same thing with heavy. They tell you, like, oh, it's leaning, and you get there, and it's on its side. But, I mean, you've seen the videos. I mean, those calls are actually some of my favorites where the more impossible, the better. It really makes you think. Hello from Austria. Damn, we got like 18 countries in here so far. North Sentinel Island, you just got trolled. So that's a funny joke. I thought my sarcasm was obvious. So Sentinel Island is the one with like, the guys with the spears, the untouched tribe with no communication from everywhere. I thought I was being funny by introducing myself, but for whatever reason, I guess you thought I was serious. So I guess you got counter trolled. I'm going to try to skip a lot of the questions. A lot of people seem to be, I guess because you're just joining, it's okay, but you can rewatch the live because I'm answering a lot of duplicate questions. Does California have a limit on gross weight and axles for your tow truck? Yes, of course. That's the reason why we don't have M100s here and a lot of different things. You have what's called like a purple permit for my truck, for example. And if you go on the Caltrans website, the different colored permits, like the green permit, the purple permit, it'll tell you all those rules of what you can have on each axle. Yes, Hulk 2.0 is going to have an underlift. Howard Summers used to have a few commercial tow rig OPGs in the valley. Howard Summers has not been a thing for years. In fact, we bought their rotator when they were going out. It's at my uncle's yard in the Inland Empire. Their old 60-ton. Why do you choose Peterbilt as your go-to? As opposed to what? They're just the best. What was your longest tow that you have done? I personally went as far as Sacramento on a tow. I did it two and back in one night, actually. Left like at 10 p.m. on a Friday, got back Saturday in the morning. Dead tired, would not recommend, but that's when I was even younger. Got to get back to work, but you all stay safe out there. Likewise, bud. Do you like to watch other tow channels like Murphy's? I actually don't even watch my own stuff on YouTube. So right now I'm taking a little break, right? But if you were to see my desk, what I have an organizer app with a bunch of different tasks. So I price all my invoices. I go through all my emails. Next, I have carb here, all kinds of different things. So I really don't have time even for background noise. And even then, to be honest, between you and me, a little secret is I'm not a fan of a lot of the other channels. I won't say who. Just not my cup of tea. A lot of boring stuff. I mean, I don't see any other channels that have the amount of recovery work that we do, like the crazy stuff. So since that stuff excites me, it makes sense that I wouldn't like other channels that just do like flatbed recovery or simple stuff. Let's see. Have you ever had your outriggers crushed? Sometimes reading these comments, it's like, are you guys 12? Because how does that make sense? You should hire the tree guy. Oh my god, dude. Internet would explode if we had tree guy in the video. I want to take him on a ride along because I get so many jobs of trees and just interject them at random points during the video to be like, hey, is this tree protected? So he can tell us, like, hey, you're getting too close to that tree. How long do the cables normally last before having to be replaced? There is no answer. I mean, I've never had my cables replaced. We almost rarely do. The companies that do stupid stuff, like they use their cables to touch the casualty instead of using chain or slings in between. They wrap around containers, use them as a catch. They got them all kinked up. People like that need to replace them, especially when you start to see the strands break. But you take care of the truck, you really don't have to replace them. Damn, these comments are just piling on. You guys got to slow down and give me a chance to read everything. Are you going to do another video of lifting your tow trucks to show what you can lift? Well, I mean, once I've done it, I've already done it. Hulk lifted big flipper, which is our strongest tow truck, so how could I really improve on that? But I could do something with Hulk 2.0 that will top that. You should do a live with Alex whenever possible. Okay. Do you and Alex price your own jobs? No, they're not our jobs. It's a company job. We have set rates for pretty much every category, whether the police call us or accounts call us. How many times have you done those cement pump trucks? And was that one pump truck that you did the worst nightmare? Sorry about that. I had food delivery after the recent truck. Okay, I caught up on that one. How many times have you done those cement pump trucks? And was that one pump truck that you did the worst nightmare that you've ever done? Is that the video I had to take down where it was at night? If so, no, that's not the biggest one. They are a nightmare because they're so long and heavy. You have to flat tow them. Flat towing is when all the wheels are on the ground still and you tow it flat. So you got to know just how much to raise it. You can't go too high, too low. Otherwise, you'll jack up your steering and brakes. But they're always a pain. I can make an evening go by quickly with your videos. Thank you. Can we please get a Beppa's towing shop tour? Comments like that, I appreciate you guys want to see that, but realistically, I've done videos like that. They really get no views because besides the super hardcore fans, it would just be walking up and down the bay. It's just the shop. Have you or Alex ever been injured while doing a recovery? I'm naturally clumsy, so yeah, I've been injured. I've ran into things before. I've tripped over my outriggers. I fell off a flatbed trailer backwards and sprained my arm before. Stubbed my toe. Tripped. But anything serious, no. Bonjour. Oh, I cannot read French, but bonjour to you too. I can't imagine the price on the new truck. It's under $1 million, but over 900,000. So you guys can do the math. Angie at the door. Personal chef. Not even. This is what they brought me. So as soon as this live is done, I will be tearing that up. Michigan in the building. What happened to the motorcycle that was found at the bottom of the hill? It was found on a car fishing job. Probably still there. We can't grab stuff that's not ours. So when you show up to a job, like let's say I'll put it this way: you show up to a crash at an intersection and there's 4 cars involved. You don't just pick and choose what you get. Each car is assigned to a tow truck company. If you're picking up a car and there's another crash and another car to the side, I don't make that call like, hey, I want that. It has to come from, there's a storage authority. So some kind of police agency has to give you that call. Did your dad or grandfather work during the 1994 earthquake in LA? I was 4 or 5 at that time, so I wouldn't doubt it. I noticed that other cities have blue and red lights on their tow trucks. What's your opinion on that? I'm not a fan of it. I probably do more emergency tows than any of those companies out in the Midwest anyways. It would be cool, but in a place that's as congested as California, I just can't really see it happening. On the super hardcore jobs where there's like people involved, we have our own response for that, where the fire department has like their own rotators and tow trucks, and they take precedence on something where there's a human involved with an injury anyway. So not a big fan of it. Plus, I think it would get abused a lot. I mean, you see how people drive over here. Could you imagine if they had red and blue lights? Every Copart driver with amber lights, going to the next Copart yard. Maybe I'm blind. I can't see how to become a member of the channel. I'm not sure because it's my channel, but if you go to my YouTube page, like on the app or the desktop, it should say there join, a big join button. Picked up drone by its running propellers. Oh yeah, I've got injured by my drone before. I have a scar. Where's my scar at? It's up here somewhere. Oh, it's over my tattoo. You can't really tell, but if you see this that I'm touching, I once picked up my drone while it was upside down, and the propellers cut into me, so got me good. Permanent scar. Will you ever open up your own toll truck company? Like a toll road? Absolutely not. I don't see why I would. What engine and trans? The same as all the other ones. A Cummins engine. Oh crap! His comment disappeared. Let me just. All right, here we go. Insurance must be through the roof. Oh yeah, California's horrible. I think as of right now, there's only three or four companies that do insurance for tow trucks. So we're screwed. And yes, every year it does go up. I have your videos, no problem with what it is. I had a stroke in April and I lost a vision. Then I found out I have cancer and I had a stroke. Well, that just kept getting worse as I read it. But Ruas family, I sincerely wish you my best and hope that you get better. And I'm glad that my videos can bring you joy. So shout out to you and a speedy recovery. Why does it cost more when PD calls in a tow instead of a regular customer? Good question. And I mean, and it makes sense because when you're on PD, I'll put it this way. If you call me right now and I'm busy and you say, hey, I need a tow or something like that, I can say, no problem, but I'm busy. You have to wait a couple of hours. You don't do that with PD. You lose the call. With PD, you always have to have a driver on standby and a truck available fast. So if it's like light duty, within 20 something minutes, right? Within heavy, you get 30 to 45, depending on the area and traffic. So they're emergency response times, and you need a license, not a license, what do you call it? An approved driver that's on that specific rotation. With the private customer, I could send, MacGyver and one of the other drivers together to do it. Also, the I guess like haggling would be a good word. So if you're a private call customer, you and I can go back and forth. I say that'll be $100. You go, I got 75. Is that the best you can do? So you can always work it down. You can't do that with PD rates because they're contracted. Hope that makes sense. Have I ever considered doing a full day on the job video from pulling out of the neighborhood? Not really, because that would be kind of boring. I mean, a lot of this is this in my office doing a ton of office work. So it would just be the camera behind me while I do PDFs, emails, spreadsheets, Zoom meetings left and right with the occasional tow here and there. And then I'd have to condense that down. Videos that are like more than an hour tend to seem to drop off, right? So 45 minutes or so is a sweet spot according to my analytics. So it'd be kind of pointless, to condense all that down in 45 minutes on an all-day shift. My father-in-law used to work for Hollenbach Tow out of the yard that you guys purchased. That is insane. That's old school. Yeah, this used to be the old Hollenbach Tow until my dad bought it in the mid 90s, late 90s. Am I going to wrap Hulk 2.0? That's a secret, and you guys will get to see it when I make the video on Hulk 2.0. How many trucks does Beppes have? Pretty popular repeat question. I don't know. Honestly, it hovers high 90s, low 100s to high 90s total units. That includes trailers, though, and landauls, the 2-cat excavators. So in terms of actual like tow trucks, like high 80s, low 90s. What's the biggest evolution in the towing industry you've seen since you started? Oh, wow, great question. The biggest evolution, I want to say communication and synthetics. As young as I am, I mean, I'm only 18. When I first started, you get a call like on a slip, right? So the dispatcher would physically hand you a slip, and it would have like an address and everything on it. But even then, that was starting to get outdated when I started. Now everything's digital, right? Every driver now has it on their phone. They got Towbook or whatever app they use. They got Samsara, they got Motive, whatever for their GPS dash cam system, Apple Maps, Google Maps, trucking software stuff. So I would say even more so to the people before me, that's probably the biggest change is something like a smartphone if I had to condense it. But for me, synthetic rigging, 100%, as you guys seen through my channel. I would like to have a shirt, 2 shirts, and a hat. A shirt, 2 shirts, and a hat. Sounds like a deal, man. I have a website. If you go on the channel, on my description, I posted in everyone. It's like shop.pepestowla.com, I believe, off the top of my head. How is it going with the new editor? I should have never posted that video. I have close to 450 videos now on my channel. And since inception, I've done every single one of them from start to finish on the setup that's just out of frame right now. I hired an editor for one video recently, one. Backfired and went horrible. But at the same time, I hired another editor to compare them on a separate video. And the new one did a lot better. More my style, just a few things like the fast forward and the weird coloring. But it was just kind of to get my feet wet. I'm not a fan because unless you're in the towing industry, like how do they know what to cut out? Like how does an editor know when what to leave in, like when it comes to rigging, what to leave out? And those are simple jobs. I mean, imagine like the big 8-hour excavator over the side jobs. So I'm sticking to editing. It wasn't anything like a slam dunk. So it was cool while it lasted, though. I mean, it is a help since I have a huge workload. And like right now on my YouTube schedule, it's one of my tasks when I have everything else clear. I've got an infinity car fishing job that I did in Hollywood, a container that fell off the chassis that Alex and I did in Santa Fe Springs, these 2 loaders that went to scrap with a roto chipper, roto grinder, a rollover I did with my dad and Rudy that comes out tomorrow. So I've got this huge workload, right, of videos, and I tackle one by one. So if I found the right editor, that would be awesome. But so far, it's all me. Greetings, Josh from Long Island, New York. What's up, bro? Van Lingen screwed me on the truck that burned down a couple weeks ago on 710 North and PCH. Insurance should refund me, however. What do you mean they screwed you? Because if there's one company, in fact, I'll put it this way, Sean Van Lingen, I would consider him a mentor, man. That's his truck right here. You guys can see this. He called me on this job, so when people say stuff like that, I just think that you guys don't know how it works. Like when you get a CHP call, CHP calls us, but the owner's responsible. So of course, no one has all that money on the spot when you're in the heavy industry, and they have high rates because they've been in the area so long and they increase incrementally, right, year after year. So it's not like they're just making numbers out of their butt. I'm not sure what that situation was, but if there's one guy that's by the rules and stuff, it's that guy, Sean. Who is your biggest competition? To add to that, none. But if I had to see someone that I could see giving me a run for my money, even though he's a good friend of mine, is Van Ling and Towing. Sounds like you were mostly in the office nowadays. Not really. I mean, it depends. I do have Alex now. Like a lot of you guys that are new, because the channel was, it took me 5 years to get to 100,000, and then the next year I got 200,000, and now I'm at 234 since February or March, right? So a bulk of you guys are brand new and don't understand or realize that for like 5 years it was me in every single video doing every single job. So because I've taken a step back in the past year, so to give Alex a spotlight because he's phenomenal. It's hard to get a guy like that. People seem to forget that I do more than just make the videos. What is the heaviest lift you done? I just did a job like that on my YouTube channel. Heaviest lift 156 or 154,000 pounds for a huge excavator, and I did it off the side with Alex, both of our trucks. A Peppa's FAQ. If you're a super fan, you can put one together for me, and I'll disperse it. International fuel tax. No idea what that means. My website has some technical issues. Fred, do you mind putting it in the comments so I can screenshot it? What do you mean by technical issues? Navajo Nation. Oh, crap. No way. What's up, Navajo Nation? How was your newborn son doing? Aries. His name is Aries, and he's doing great. Thank you very much. I have his 1 year checkup at Kaiser in 2 days, but he's doing fantastic, growing into a big, beautiful boy. Cries all the time, though. How did Alex become part of Pepe's? He used to be at Tide and Toe and pretty much outgrew it there. No growth there. Equipment sucked. He started to train here on his Sundays off, and then he loved it here so much he switched. Melissa, hello. Hola. Who is Josh outside of YouTube? The funny thing is, outside of YouTube, I'm still Josh. But what do I do for fun? Honestly, man, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. At my house, I have a 100-inch TV. Now, it's not a crazy $10,000 LG. It's a Hisense, which means it was only like $3K or something at Best Buy. But it's incredible, and I love TV. So with my wife and kids, my passion is like true crime documentaries. We just love that stuff. We just saw the Alyssa Turner one last night. So if I had to say a hobby, as bad as that might be, it's that. Just relaxing at home and watching true crime documentaries, the occasional action movie. And as you can tell by these guys right here and in my home office, horror movies. We love horror movies. Looking good, Josh. You look slimmer. I have been on a diet very, very hard. I am officially 36 now, and I cannot drop weight like I used to in my 20s and early 30s. I always thought that was a myth, that's just what older people say as an excuse to get fat. But if I let myself go and eat hot Cheetos and Taco Bell, the time to drop that weight, it used to be really easy for me. It's getting harder, way, way, way harder. So I'm trying to just maintain and keep it like that. Day Vision. Yeah, Day Vision needs to come. What I'm thinking of is getting Dave. I don't have it on my desk, but you need something like an Action 5, or maybe when the Action 6 comes out, that's just bulletproof. Rockstar. The thing is, Dave is a night guy. So a lot of his jobs are pitch black and dark, and these action cameras don't do well. So I would need something that's rock solid. That's Dave can leave it on out of sight, out of mind, and have good quality. Hello from my hospital bed in Brisbane, Australia. Well, Nick, I wish you the best, and I'm glad you're watching this live from the hospital bed, and I hope the hospital food doesn't suck over there. What do they feed you in Australia? I'm curious. In the hospital. Thanks for posting the truck that video. That was different. It was different and it was weird. At the time it happened, we were all, you should have seen, like, my dad and I, like, it was insane. He was on the line with people, I was on the line. Our biggest fear, honestly, it was like a big crash. And then imagine the news gets out there and it's a big Pepis truck. It would have been an insurance disaster, a logistical disaster, a PR disaster. The guy was stupid enough to get, you know what? I don't even know what his excuse was. I was gonna go down there, but this was in like the Wilmington, Carson area when it finally got stopped. We were here at that time. Rush hour would have taken me an hour. The guy was booked by then. I wish Hector was better with like technology. He could have at least got some video for me on cell phone. I just have some crappy cell phone pictures of him in the back, but hopefully I'll have some updates. Titan Toe didn't pay Alex either. I'm gonna tell you guys a funny story about that. I know a few people that work there, and supposedly the word is that money was so tight that his drivers had to fill up their own trucks and then save the receipts like I will use to get paid back. Can't speak to the truth of that, but that's what I heard. I'm here since 2019. Ooh, yes. Now that's a super fan right there. I have progressed immensely since 2019. I think back then I probably had 20,000 subscribers. How many babies do I have? I have 2 babies, 3 and 1 years old. Your gallery of images on the homepage on my website is not displayed properly. I'm gonna be honest with you, Fred. I could care less about the website. I don't use it. It's just there to have, just so I could have a website. So I bet you those pictures haven't even been updated in 10 years. That's what the Instagram, YouTube, and all is for. I mean, I'll take a look into it, but it's really at the bottom of the totem pole. I think you were in Japan. I was not. You're thinking of Alex. Do you pay Hector with cigarettes? Oh, that's funny. That's a good one. I don't even know what that guy does with money. Hector's like an NPC straight out of GTA 6 in real life. Guy's a trip, man. He's a workhorse, but man, if you guys are from the area, spend a day with Hector. You know what I mean. Do you guys do repossessions? No. That's a whole different class of tow trucking. And we do not have a repo license. Okay, so we are 38 minutes into this one. I have another Zoom at 2:45. The phones are still going crazy, so let me go ahead and wrap this up. I'll get to the bottom few questions, and then we'll see you guys on that. Oh, by the way, if you guys are remember the first one, I did that on my iPad, which is this thing right here. Same thing with the audio. What do you guys think of this? Like, it tracks me like this. This is my Pocket 3 that I used to film, but I can double it up as a webcam. It's a little bit foot and a half away from me, so I hope the audio is at least picking up as well. But if you guys can leave comments on the quality on this stream versus the last one as well, that way I can start getting into building this out better so I can do these more professionally as the weeks progress. So with that said, I will see you guys next Monday for episode 3. Peace out, y'all, and have a great, fantastic day.